Hey folks, welcome to week 5. Got a book review this week, and the book is really interesting. The Murder of Helen Jewett. Without giving too many spoilers here, Helen Jewett was a prostitute who was working in this era in New York, and there was a lot of press coverage around her murder, basically because the person accused of doing it was upper middle class white guy from the right side of the tracks, the right family, the right pedigree, and clearly she's a prostitute, which at that time made her probably a sub second class citizen. I'll let you get into that. This book covers the coverage by the local newspapers at the time of her murder. Uh, I'm not going to over sensationalize it and say it was the O.J. Simpson killing of her time, the Menendez brothers, or anything like that. Uh, but I will tell you that this was a pretty big topic at the time, and it was really covered in a lot of detail. That not the murder itself, but the court case. I think you're going to find this fascinating reading. I can't wait to see how everybody handles it in the discussion post this week about just the coverage and the slant on it. You know, you're being asked to discuss the merits and the differences and similarities, in your responses of your post, but just think about the juxtaposition of these two characters and their role in society at that time. Um, it's going to be interesting because you're also doing a book review this week on that topic, and I'll touch on that in just a second, but this is the final week to do your annotated bibliographies. So if you haven't done one yet, go check the discussion thread and you'll find the topic sitting out there. If you haven't been assigned one all year, that's clearly an error on my part. Reach out to me via email and I'll get that back to you real quick so we can get you moving on that. Let's talk about book review. There's a big difference between a book review and a book report. And even at this level, I still see a lot of book reports come in. It doesn't go well when you write a book report, a civil book review, sorry. So let me kind of break down the difference for you. A book report, like you did in high school English, is really straightforward and basic. This is the name of the book. This is the author, this is the publisher, this is when it was published. Here is the plot. Here are the main characters. I like this book or I don't like this book. Here's why. And at the end, my recommendation of if you're going to read it or not. That would be me writing a book report. Okay. Book reviews are more academically slanted. What you're looking for here is the academic and scholarly merit of the book. Is this book a good book for other historians to use? And it's not predicated on the writer's opinion of the book, okay? It's predicated on, is it a scholarly source that can be trusted? And there was a post earlier this term about scholarly sources. You can flip back to the announcements and find that, and if you need to be grounded a little bit deeper in what a scholarly source is and how we decide it has academic merit. There's 5 areas on the rubric this week, of course articulation and response being the 5th, so let's chat for a second about the other 4. The summary. Can you give the reader an overall, in less than a page, summary of the book? Not chapter 1 said, chapter 2 said, chapter 3 said, but this is what Cohen was saying with the book. Here's all the major details you need to understand if this book fits what you're looking for as a researcher. Then you go into critiquing the author's intent. This is where you're going to look at it and go, here are the themes Cohen pushed forward in the book. These are the main ideas of the book. And you need to show a real understanding of what Cohen was going for here. To get to that exemplary category, you would want to go to Shapiro Library or another scholarly library and find reviews of this book where other historians have written about it and to see if they can confirm your analysis or if they dispute your analysis. Either way, that's fine. Bring those in to say, this is what I thought, here's what other people thought. The author's goal, if you told us what Cohen was trying to do, did it happen? Were those goals met at the end, by the end of the book? That's what you're really looking for. And again, go out, find other reviews from historians that validate or dispute your opinions. And it's okay if they dispute them. Fine, good with that. Just show the academic process here. And then finally, paraphrasing, taking those big chunks of the main themes and breaking them down really effectively into a paragraph or two so your reader can understand what those big themes were. At the end, you kind of want to state, this book has merit. This book is not a good scholarly source. I'll leave that up to you with your opinion of it. But work through those things. Okay? That's what we're looking for this week in a book review. If you have any questions, reach out, shoot me an email, and we'll go from there. Thanks, and enjoy this week.